All right, Doug with Neff here at the Mac PhD distributor meeting, and we're going to talk about some electrical products right now.
All right, I'm Mike Sheets with PhD, and we're just going to run down our table here on the electric side of things. So first off is we've got some integrated gear boxes, some hollow bore gear boxes that are going to be coming soon on a lot of our electric products. So a lot of this then forgoes the Your Motor Your Way because it is the Your Motor Your Way option that goes on our slides. So moving down the table here, we have our most recent electric cylinder release, which is our ECV 80. So it's equivalent to an 80 millimeter bore pneumatic cylinder, but it's driven by a 32 millimeter ball screw. So forces out of this thing are up to 5,000 pounds.
Woo, giddy up.
So moving down the table, coming very soon will be the release of our ESW dual rail slide. So this is a cutaway that we have of our size 5. So we've got dual rails on the inside. Underneath the saddle, we've got 4 linear guides, a linear guide under each corner. And again, this is the ball screw driven version. In a little bit here in this video, I'll show you the belt drive version. So this is the size 5. This is the extrusion for the size 6, so it steps up in a size. Then moving down the table, we've got a new design for our fold back. So for our fold back power, we're going to have a QP option. And what that does is actually adds a bearing to the back side of the cylinder side shaft and pulley. We've upgraded the belt to an HDT belt, and we've also upgraded our pulleys to steel pulleys. In the cover itself is where the cylinder side bearing is captured to give that extra stability and rigidity. Then moving down the board is one of our newest releases is our EXFA product. So we have an ESFA slide, which is a saddle-driven ball screw actuator. This is actually showing a 24-volt power-off brake, and then our M12 sealed connector Technic motor that goes on the end of it. So what we've done with this product is we've married a Yamaha actuator and a Technic motor together and selling it as a complete PhD solution. So we have a saddle style. We also have a rod style on the opposite side. And then one of the other unique thing is I said this is a complete system. So with one line ordering, you'll be able to get an actuator, a brake, a motor, a power supply, 75-volt power supply, and a controller, either a clear link or a clear core controller, and then all of the cables necessary to complete the system. So it's a complete system with one line ordering.
That's key. That's really key there, right there, because like so many times you've got to size the actuator, then you get the motor requirements, then you've got to go out and get the motor requirements, figure out which motor you're going to use, then figure out the cables, then figure out the controller. And so to be able to get that all in one package, you're talking about simplifying the design process, and then also when you're talking about spare parts and things like that, you've got one source to get that full system from. So fantastic job on putting that together. And really quick, I want to go back to a couple of these things because one thing that PhD really does better than the competition is when you talk about strength, like durability, rugged type products, that's the name of the game when we're talking about PhD. So it's a reason why they put so much time and effort into figuring out their redesigns of how do we beef this up to be more industrial, to hold up to more, more stresses, more powers, faster speeds. It's a big reason why they did the W series is because with those dual rails, now you're getting much heavier duty moments. Because give us some examples of some applications where we're going to be using this instead of the single rail.
So what this is capable of doing over our ESU, which is a single rail, is all your high roll moment applications. Not only that, but with the added linear guides, we also have better pitch and yaw moment capacity as well. But the real benefit of this dual rail system is that we're able to split the rail apart into 2 rails and actually drop the drive mechanism down in between the rails, which then gives us a very low profile compared to our ESU line, our single rail line.
Great stuff. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Hey, have a good show.